Hi everyone, welcome to Melbourne, Australia. David and I have been here for I think 4 or 5 days. Right now I'm on the corner of Elizabeth Street and I think it's pronounced Bork Street. And that beautiful building right there is an H&M. It houses an H&M, but once upon a time that was the post office here in Melbourne. And I'm going to take you down Bork Street. This is a major sort of shopping area, hub, restaurants, cute little side streets here in Melbourne. And we're not staying too far from here. It's just a few minutes walk basically to get to this street. But I thought I would show you some of Melbourne. We're really enjoying ourselves here. So a little bit about Melbourne. It's in the state of Victoria here in Australia. Melbourne has a population close to Sydney. They're both just over 5 million. Look at that building. That's just amazing. I want to try and go inside a couple of other buildings that I want to show you that I'm just so impressed by. They're just beautiful. We had dinner last night in a very beautiful restaurant that was only recently converted into a restaurant, or at least into the restaurant that we were at. It is absolutely beautiful. If I can stick my head in, I will. Well, I just want to point out, so just down there you can see it says David Jones. That's sort of like Canada's equivalent to, I would say, Holt Renfrew. And then Myers department store seems to be here in Sydney, or here in Melbourne as in Sydney. Myers is another department store, and they always seem to be sitting right next door to David Jones, which is sort of interesting. This is an Art Deco building here. An absolutely beautiful building. I just love Art Deco, and I certainly love this Victorian era former post office. It's just after 3 o'clock. I don't know if you can see the clock tower there. It's just after 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's about 19. Now I want to take you about 19 Celsius. I want to take you into the Royal Arcade. These arcades, there's a couple of them around. They're sort of connected and they're absolutely beautiful. There's no doors to them. You just sort of walk in. But I just want to show you the architecture. Stunning. And these terrazzo block floors. But look at how pretty it is. The ceiling. Now, these arcades were built, oh gosh, in the 1800s. And they originally were for merchants who were selling spices and everything from spices to beef, if I understood that correctly. And as you can still see, it is a place for merchants to sell their wares, by today's standards, of course. And I do want to point out, you can see those two, they're actual soldiers up at the corner there, and I think it's every half hour or every hour their arms move and they ring the bell. So we saw, David and I have been through here, and I've been through here several times, but it's taken me a few days to kind of get my bearings. This is such a cute little cafe. And on Wednesday, we are going to high tea at the cutest little restaurant, I guess, or cafe, tea cafe. That's absolutely beautiful inside, and I will hope to record that. Now, I just want to cross here, and I want to take you through, because this is sort of continuing. So we are, you can see we went outside, and this is an open area part of the arcade, and the one that we just came through, and now this one, they connect to another indoor or covered arcade that is absolutely stunning as well. So many restaurants, and we were told here it's irrelevant of the weather. People will sit in their outdoor cafes and they'll have their heaters on, and it's a thing here. Australians love their arcades and their restaurants. Now this is a beautiful, beautiful arcade as well. This is indoor. And look at the tile. So the tile, and the men, this is back in the day, who laid the tile. It's all from Italy. And here you can see those two trumpeters, and every hour on the hour they will play a tune. It's just beautiful in here, and the craftsmanship of the floor just is so impressive to me. I can't get over it. I love coming in here. And then look at up here. They have some beautiful cashmere in here. And this is a weekday, so on the weekend it was like crazy, crazy. Oh, I want to show you the tea house that we're going to be coming to right here. It gets very busy. Have to make a reservation for the most part. But we actually were able to walk in just by, it was a fluke. Seriously, it was a fluke that we just could walk in and find a table. See how very cute it is. So once we're in, I will hopefully show you once we're in a couple of days what it looks like on the inside. But you can see how lovely this arcade is called. This is the Block Arcade, which was connected to the two previous ones that we were at. Now, I may have to shut the camera off temporarily because I do want to get to a very specific street and show you some of the beautiful architecture. This is the building that I wanted to show you. This is one of the buildings that I wanted to show you. We're at 333 Collins Street. This is absolutely beautiful, this building. Now, I can't see all the way up, but so as you can see, this building is older, right, with the marble columns and the floor. But this building, they want to tear it down, but through some sort of negotiation, they kept the building. But what's over top the building is they built an office tower above it, but they've kept the integrity of this particular building. And you can see how lovely this is. The woodwork. I like how this radiator encircles the column. And I want to show you. So this is the building that we're in. We're kind of over there somewhere. This is just a model. Now look at this ceiling. Now you can see once upon a time that was an actual skylight where you could see the sky, but this is where they have built on top of this building, and they've kept the integrity of this original building. Was built back in the day. Now here it shows you to scale, well, not to scale obviously, but this is the building that was built on top. This is a model. So you can see the front part of the original building. And if we look inside, you can see, hopefully the camera will pick it up, you can see the ceiling that we just looked at up there. It is right, if you can see right through. So how they kept a little piece of history amongst modern design. So this was the banking chamber of the Commercial Bank of Australia. It's so beautiful. And they host events in here, actually, in the space. Apparently there's weddings that are held in here. So the bride walks down that aisle and gets married here under the rooftop. Beautiful. Beautiful place. And there's all businesses, I think banking related businesses along each side of this hallway. So elevator banks. Now this section of the building was built later. It looks old, but it's not. Apparently it was built in early 1990s. I love these marble tiled floors. And this is a nice little indoor waterfall, very soothing. So there are businesses in the tower above, mostly banking related businesses. Now there's another building, I think that was close to here. Let me just see. If not, I'm gonna quickly shut off the camera and then hunt down this other interior that I want to show you. So lovely. The customs house looks like it's a bar. So these little streets that you see here, they're either called lane or little. So a street can be called I'll just pull out a name. It can be called Duplex Street, and then there's Duplex Little, and it's the same street, but the little street is obviously going to be teeny tiny like that one, and the larger street, the one that's called actually has a street name behind it, is going to be a bigger two-way street. So I'm going to shut off temporarily. I'll be right back. Okay, this is the building I want to show you. Look at how stunning this building is. I'm across the street. Absolutely stunning. You can see hopefully the workmanship. Now, if I'm not mistaken, within those doors right there, so that was the stock exchange, that building. So that's why it's so beautiful, because there was a lot of money they could afford to put into it. It was built in 1890. Absolutely love this. Has little marble columns. I don't know if you can see them around the window. That beautiful doorway. There's a really, really nice restaurant that we went to last night, so I'm going to try. Sorry, I think the camera just shut off. So the building is fabulous, built in 1890. And it used to be a bank. And I want to enter. Oh, no, wait a minute. This was. We were in the stock exchange. This was a bank. Anyhow, I'm going to try and get in there. So same thing as stock exchange. I mean, there's a lot of money that was put into these buildings to make them look beautiful, but then banking and stock exchanges can afford to build these beautiful, beautiful buildings, very Gothic. Now I need to get across the street. Gotta watch here, because it's not like in Toronto or North America where you look to the right or you look to the left for oncoming traffic. It's the other way around here. Okay, how do we look? Yeah, I think we look good. Oh. Quickly. So this is the restaurant that we went to last night. Good, I got it right. Really beautiful interior. So I want to show you. Hopefully I can get in. It's pretty dark. Let me just... There. Oh, I walk on the wrong side. You have to walk on the left-hand side, not on the right-hand side. Keep forgetting it. So this is the restaurant. This is it. Look how beautiful it is. So look at the floor. Look how gorgeous it is, and the ceiling and the columns. Hi there. And the stained glass. So right behind there is where the oyster bar is. And that's where the bar is. I don't want to be too intrusive, so I'm going to head on out. But look at these beautiful doors. Yeah, we did have a lovely dinner here last night. It's very busy. Okay, now we're going to go up these few stairs. Now, hopefully this is open. This is sort of like a museum. Oh yeah, there we go. Now look at how beautiful this is. Old bank. I think I mentioned initially this was the stock exchange. We were at the stock exchange. This is now the bank, just to be clear. That's the current time. I'll make this quick. But I do want to show you, like those windows over there. This is just such a beautiful structure. And this is open to the public. You don't pay, you just could come in and enjoy and have a good look. Look at this floor. So again, this is similar to the arcade that we looked at. These mosaic, these beautiful floors are Italian tiles, and I think it was Italian artisans back in the day that actually laid these floors. And you can see like these beautiful windows up at the top, the ceiling. Like, who doesn't want to work in an environment like this? I guess was where the bank tellers were. Look at this beautiful wood too. And the craftsmanship, absolutely beautiful. I don't know what goes on here right now. There's clearly some people working here, but no idea. I'm sure it's just part of the museum. It's not functional as the bank any longer. So lovely. And look at this doorway. Isn't that lovely? So nice. Okay, folks. I want to take you to at least one more spot. Well, yeah, a couple more spots maybe. But let me just get my bearings as to where I am and where I need to go, and I'll see you in a second. Now we're on to Grave Street, and this is a cool street. As you can see, it's just open to pedestrians only, and there's all kinds of restaurant seating here, all different kinds of restaurants here. You can get anything from pizza to burgers to steak to sushi, ice cream, whatever you want. We sat here, actually, our first night here, because it's very close to where we're staying. It smells so good in here. This is just such a fun street, and there's a lot of streets that are like this here in Melbourne. And the inhabitants of Melbourne are referred to as Melburnians. I just want to show you some street art here. Like, how gorgeous is that? Especially, it's like of a critter. You can't get much better design than that of a furry. And this piece right here. So apparently this artist, Vexta, so he drew this in 2022, is quite renowned and has been showing, I think, in New York, if that's what I read. But some of these artists that have done some of the street art are, or have at least become fairly famous over the years. Here's another. This is an older one, as you can see. It's sort of deteriorating a little bit. I don't know who the artist is. Melbourne is very culturally diverse. You see everybody here, all shapes and sizes and colors and everything in between. It's lovely. This is a nice little shop in here. I was just in here in Clementine's. Oh, just the sweetest, nicest. There's pottery, decorations. There's all kinds of stuff here. And there is a yummy bakery. Here you can see this lineup here for this gelateria. I think we got something there when we had dinner. But it's really a happening little street. And we just sort of fell upon it when we were walking out for dinner. So right across the street is Flinders Street Station. I just want to show you on one of the entryways. This is a beautiful station house. So a lot of the trains, there's a lot of transit located through this building. So like when I talk about trains, I'm talking like, CN Rail. I'm not saying that CN Rail specifically, but if you know Union Station in Toronto, this is sort of like Melbourne's Union Station. Very pretty. So I'm not sure if I mentioned, but there's musicians. We didn't see any when we were in the shopping district, but there are musicians performing, and of course the street artists. And it is a rather, there's quite a process in order to perform or paint here in Melbourne. So it is quite managed. So people just can't start playing on the street or start painting on buildings. There is a process that is involved. Yeah, so it's a very regulated business. And some of these people have become quite famous, as I mentioned. Okay, this is a really old, as you can see, it says Young and Jackson's Hotel. I don't think it's a hotel anymore, it's a pub. But I think I read or heard that this was it was established in 1875. But look at the tile. How beautiful that is. So Melburnians are very into their music, into their sports. So there's a open area just across the street. I think it's called Confederation Center. I can't recall. We'll go and check it out. But there's music playing there, like apparently on a very regular basis, and we have heard it. That over here, right across the street, is the museum. That's sort of the back end, I guess, of the museum. And this is Flinders Street Station. Let me just get a better position. I'm too close. Can't capture the full breadth. Oops. I'm going to try and take it at kitty corner across the street, but this is a pretty popular, if you show this to anybody, especially in Australia, they'll know exactly where you are. Now I want to go up and show you, it's called Confederation Square, just right across the street there. There's a museum there. So you can see right across the street there. So there's restaurants in there, open musical stages. It's sort of a gathering spot. And the water is just beyond. Let's have a peek inside the station. So there's only so far I can go because you need a pass to get through. That's interesting. And you can see right across there's like a little coffee. It says Coffee HQ. I just want to point that out, that here in Melbourne, people are very invested in their coffee. It's like coffee central. There apparently is only 3 Starbucks in Melbourne. There used to be more, but they eventually left because Melbourne has a lot of independent coffee businesses or independent coffee, what are they called, roasters? So there's a lot of little independent coffee shops around Melbourne. And they don't have large coffee the way I'm used to. I like getting like an extra large Tim Hortons coffee, it's the size of a bucket. But they don't have that here. They don't have like these big bucket size coffees that like Starbucks has, Tim Horton has. They're probably maybe that big. I wonder if you can see. Maybe 5 inches in height. So it took a little bit of getting used to having these small coffees. Good, they're all good, but I wouldn't say they're any better or worse than what we have in Toronto. I'm not a coffee connoisseur, so to me coffee is coffee for the most part. Now right here is St. James Cathedral. It's beautiful, lovely. Now I'm going to turn around and see if I can get a better shot. Yeah, there we go. So that's Flinders Street Station. Very popular in Melbourne. Any Australian will know when you show them that shot exactly where you are. And I'm heading back to our condo / apartment. We have a nice view actually of the sports centers. I don't know what their names are, but where the Australian Open was played a few weeks back, a month ago, I guess. When was that? And the cricket center. So I'm going to try and remember tonight when all the lights are out. It looks so pretty looking out of on our balcony and looking out and seeing the vista from our balcony. And there's a train, like a tram, in the center of Melbourne that is free. So how accommodating is that? Especially for visitors, like a hop on, hop off. That's a lovely feature. How nice that is. Hopefully the sun's not too blinding. That's part of St. James Cathedral. There's a museum. We are on Flinders Street. So we've been enjoying our stay here in Melbourne. The last couple of days, however, I wasn't feeling that well. I mean, we were doing stuff. I had no problem doing things, but I wasn't feeling that well. And then last night, whatever I had just blew me apart. I just was not well last night. So I'm hoping I feel much better today. But I'm hoping I'm being very gentle on my tummy. And for the most part, I'm usually very good with what I eat. I can't afford to eat the way I used to when I was younger. I used to eat a lot of sugar. I still eat sugar, but I'm much more mindful now. I can't eat a lot of carbs as much as I love carbs, bread and pasta. Just cannot afford to eat that. Oh, I want to show you this street, this alleyway actually. It is called, what is it called here? It's called Heiser Lane. So here's where there's a lot of, you can see, art. And you can see a lot of people here taking pictures and A lot of social media. You see a lot of people posing for, I guess, Instagram or related. All these young ones posing for their pics, either selfies or their friend is taking a pic. Look at that. Stunning. So again, well, there's some graffiti here clearly, but for the most part, these are people who've applied and I guess been awarded the opportunity to paint. Now, I thought this was a car-free street, but clearly not. How cool is that, huh? Now let's look at it from this angle. Oh, you can see the museum at the very end there. And here's some very bougie shopping. There's Loewe, there's Chanel. Bougie shopping here. Chanel across the street. Grand Hyatt to Melbourne. I do want to cross the street here. Oh, I just want to show you this little cafe here where it says Lune, L-U-N-E. This is a very serious croissant coffee shop, mostly known for its croissants. They sell out, people line up, they open at 7:30, people line up for the most part to get their food, so weekends it's crazy. And there was actually a sign, last night we came by it, it said sold out. But David came here early this morning and picked up all kinds of bad things. And of course, coffee. So we're on Flinders Lane. So remember I mentioned earlier in the video that these little side streets with the same name are typically one way and really small. Well, Flinders that was at the bottom of that street art alleyway was Flinders Street, which is very, very busy. I'm gonna just cross here. I always look each way like 100 times because it's just so weird having to look in the direction that is most safest. So that's how I just keep looking from side to side to side to side. I'm just going to take you down this Flinders Lane. We're on Russell Street right now. This is Russell Street. That's looking towards the water. I don't know if you can see way in the distance that white steeple, I guess. That's Parliament or Government House, something like that. We walked in that area yesterday, but it's all closed off to the public, so you can't get in. Unlike our Parliament buildings. It's lovely. I'm just going to go back to the apartment. That's where I'm heading now. because I had such an upset stomach yesterday, last night rather, I'm just going to go pick up some soup from the grocery store that's right next to our hotel apartment. It's just down here around the corner. And David is enjoying himself down at a beach. I'm not sure where, but he had gone to the beach. He's a beach guy. I just get really bored at the beach. I don't mind if the beach is like right outside my hotel room and I can just sort of leave any time and quickly go to the hotel and change or whatever, but to have to travel to get to the beach and then you're kind of stuck there, at least where David was going, and it's just not my thing. I get too bored. So many places to eat here. I mean, I guess it's like any big city, right? There's always a lot of choices and options. So tomorrow we're going on a bit of a little adventure, so I will take you along with me. And then Wednesday we are going for high tea at that cute little spot that I showed you in the, I think it was in the Royal Arcade. And then we leave Thursday. We're getting picked up at 5:30 to go to the airport. For obviously an early morning flight. And we'll be heading to New Zealand, leaving Australia and heading to New Zealand. And at the airport there, we will be, or David rather, will be picking up a car. We're going to be driving. I'm not that comfortable with that idea, but it is what it is. I'm just more nervous about not being in a different country driving, but they drive on the other side of the street and they have roundabouts here. So, roundabouts can be confusing. Okay, I'm going to take you down here. Where are we? We are on Exhibition. I'm not sure if it's Exhibition Street or it's not. Was it? Yeah, it could have been Exhibition Lane maybe, but anyhow. So now we're going to Flinders Street. So we walked down Flinders Lane, which was teeny tiny, and then this is Flinders Street that we're heading towards. And the sports centers are just beyond where the camera is angling. You can't really see them at this point. So here, this espresso bar is where I came to pick up coffee for us one morning. So I'll be able, you probably can't see in the distance, do you see those white rooftop area? That's, I think, where the Australian Open was played. And then, yikes, somebody's upset. And then there's another sporting venue over there. I think that's where they play cricket. This is Flinders Street. And Batman Avenue, not as in Batman that we know Batman, as in the character, the movie character, but Batman is actually, or I think it's pronounced Bateman, and I think that's named after somebody historic. Anywho, and this is, I see a lot of runners. You can see a cyclist down there. There's a lot of runners I see on this pathway. It's just over the water or over the train tracks. So I will show you, we are way, way up here somewhere. And I will show you night view from our balcony and how pretty the view is. See you in the next clip. Hi everyone. sorry for the wind noise. Hopefully you can hear me. David and I are here on Phillips Island in Australia, and we are going to view the penguin parade. So we did come across a lot of penguin nests or burrows. Look how lovely that ocean is. I apologize for the wind noise. And yeah, we saw a couple of penguins, adult penguins, just near their burrow. But yeah, I just thought I'd share this with you. We still haven't hit the main destination. We've been stopping along the way. This is such a beautiful vista site. And it's 7:15. And you can see the sun coming through up there. I don't know if you can pick up the color of the water near the rocks, but it's a beautiful aquamarine color. Stunning. Mother Nature is stunning. That's the coastal line. Okay, we're back here. We're actually at the observation site of where the penguin parade will take place. So last night, you can see they keep stats. They actually do have a viewing area just for staff only who actually count the penguins as they come in at night. So last night you can see 1,266 came in. The time they arrived was 8:47, and the time that they're expected to arrive tonight is 8:30. So right now it is, hang on a second, it's just before 8, I think. Sorry about that. It's about 10 to 8 right now. So we'll go down to the observation deck just before 8:30 for sure. This is just sort of the setup of the information area. And you can see, so they did say in advance that we should dress warm because we are right at the ocean and it is a bit cool. So I've got like 3 layers on. And there's the gift shop. And you can see here where these penguins are all wearing little sweaters. So I think about 10 plus years ago, what happened was there was an oil spill in this neighborhood. And what they did to protect the penguins before they started pruning themselves, because as they prune themselves, of course, they're cleaning themselves, and that means they would be ingesting the oil. So what they did before they could get to all the penguins is they had the, I guess, surrounding area people donate these sweaters to keep the penguins from cleaning themselves until they actually had human interaction to be properly cleaned, so nobody got sick and died. I'm sure some did, of course, but these sweaters really helped the penguins so that they didn't get sick from consuming the oil as they were cleaning themselves off. And they have all kinds of cute little mementos from the area. And it says here, as you can see, no photos or video after sunset because it does disturb the penguins. So unfortunately, I won't be able to show you the penguin parade, but I'm sure if you Googled, Phillip Island penguin parade, I'm sure there is some footage by the custodians of this magnificent area who actually capture the parade. So hopefully you can find something. And I'm just going to walk around the facility here for you. A lot of people here are waiting, of course, until closer to the time, because to go out right now and find your spot is going to be pretty chilly. So they said about 3,000 visitors could come here at any given time. Now, this isn't necessarily, he said, the most popular time, but they can have up to 3,000 people viewing the penguin parade. So it isn't, come as you please. You do have to purchase tickets because I guess they want to keep the human numbers intact. Now, maybe you can see kangaroos. So there were some kangaroos and some wallabies. Hopefully the camera picked them up hopping by. I don't know if you're going to see it, and I'm zoomed in as much as I can be. But there is a wallaby stationary at the moment. So wallabies are, they're like miniature kangaroos. Oh, there's a guy hopping over there. So here's where we'll hand in our tickets, but we're not going to go through quite yet. And here's another little find. So you can take a souvenir home, a stuffed penguin. And that's about the size of the adults, by the way. Sorry, I think I was zoomed in. Sorry about that. Yeah, very, very cute for the little kitties. So that is an actual size of an adult, and they're chick. So cute. That beautiful mirror back there came all the way from Italy. But look at how quaint and lovely this tea house is. I'm having chai latte. What are you having?
Lemonade.
David's having lemonade. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And this is the beautiful china set that we're being served. And here's the high tea menu. Yeah, we're pretending to be bougie for an afternoon. So here is our high tea. And my dish is separate because it's gluten-free. And those are all my desserts. And those are all of my sandwiches. And those are all of David's sandwiches because they're gluten. And we get to share the dessert. So there's a lot of food happening there. Needless to say, we will not be eating all of this. Afternoon high tea in Melbourne, Australia. Well, we're in our last clip here. We're going to be leaving Melbourne tomorrow, but I'm just showing you a night view of part of the skyline here in Melbourne. I'm angling the camera at Melbourne's two tallest buildings, the Eureka Tower and Australia 108 were constructed respectively 2006 and 2020. Just a beautiful, beautiful skyline. And as I angle the camera a little bit over to the left, there are Melbourne sports stadiums. They've hosted the Australian Open. I think I showed you that during the day. And then there's the cricket club. So it's nice to see with the lights on. There's a train just below us. I love being near train stations, or train tracks rather. There's just something really soothing about them. Anyhow, this is the view from our apartment here in Melbourne. As I mentioned, we're leaving tomorrow. We are going to New Zealand. We have a pickup time at 5:30 in the morning. Yeah, it's been lovely. This is the night shot. Thank you, Melbourne. This is Boomer Girl Walking, signing off.